Okay. This is a meeting of the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Highlands, December 16th, 2020 regular meeting. The notice requirements provided for in the Open Public Meetings Act have been satisfied. Notice of this meeting was properly given by transmission to the Asbury Park Press and the Two River Times and by posting at the Borough of Highlands Municipal Building and filing with the Borough Clerk, all on January 1st, 2020. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I will now call roll. Councilmember Braswell?
Here.
Councilmember Mazzola? I did see her earlier.
She's muted.
Oh, sorry, let me see.
And Brian's in too, Michelle.
Okay, perfect, thank you.
Here.
Okay, thank you. Councilmember Valkos?
Here.
Council President Ryan?
Here.
Mayor Bouillon?
Here.
I'm just trying to unmute him, hold on. Okay, hopefully he can unmute himself. Okay. Next on the agenda, we have approval of minutes for October 7th, October 21st, November 12th, and December 2nd.
As all were present for all meetings,
I
would like-
wasn't for November 12th.
You're gonna ruin everything. Okay, I
I
was just gonna
know.
do it as a consent. We can do them one at a time. I'll offer the first one.
I'll second.
I'm sorry, I heard Mayor Bouillon offered. Who seconded?
Linda.
Okay, thank you. Councilmember Braswell?
Yes.
Councilmember Mazzola?
Yes.
Council President Ryan?
Yes.
Councilmember Valkos?
Yes.
Mayor Bouillon?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries to adopt October 7th regular and executive session meeting minutes. Next, we have October 21st.
I'll offer that as well.
I'll second.
1 second. Okay. Councilmember Braswell?
Yes.
Councilmember Mazzola?
Yes.
Council President Ryan?
Yes.
Councilmember Valkos?
Yes.
Mayor Bouillon?
Yes.
Okay. Motion carries to adopt October 21st regular and executive session meeting minutes. Next, we have November 12th.
I'll offer it.
I'll second.
Okay. Councilmember Braswell?
Yes.
Councilmember Mazzola?
Yes.
Council President Ryan?
Abstain.
Okay. Councilmember Valkos?
Yes.
Mayor Bouillon?
Yes.
Motion carries to adopt November 12th regular and executive session meeting minutes. Next, we have December 2nd regular and executive meeting minutes.
I'll make the motion.
Go ahead, then I'll second.
Councilmember Braswell?
Yes.
Councilmember Mazzola?
Yes.
Council President Ryan?
Yes.
Councilmember Valkos?
Yes.
Mayor Bouillon?
Yes.
Motion carries to adopt December 2nd regular and executive meeting minutes. Tonight, we have one ordinance for public hearing and final adoption. It's O-20-27, an ordinance amending Schedule A of the Borough of Highlands Salary Ordinance.
I will open that up to the public. If you would like to comment on this ordinance, please raise your hand with the little raise hand button that's on the lower right-hand side of your screen. And I'm scrolling, hang on. Kim Skorka.
Okay, she should be able to unmute now.
Thank you. Kim Skorka, Shore Drive. In looking at the ordinance, what stands out is under recreation, there are minimum hourly wages that are less than minimum wage. Are we legally allowed to pay people less than minimum wage?
There's an exemption for certain minors and summer seasonal employees if they're minors or college students that it could apply towards. They're cognizant of when the minimum wage would apply or not.
Okay. Just curious why we're increasing the high range for the borough administrator pay. Atlantic Highlands pays their admin $139. Rumson is a lot higher, but their admin is also their borough clerk. I couldn't find the salary for Seabright, otherwise I would give you that comparison as well. I just think $150,000 at the high range would be justified if you could actually keep a borough admin. The other question is why the secretary for the chief of police looks the high, again, I know this is a range. I know that this isn't specifically what we would pay them, it's just the range. Just curious why it goes so high, which looks like it would justify a full-time position. When we found out within recent weeks that our chief of police doesn't have a full-time workload, which is why he's now our temporary borough admin. I don't think this needs to be a full-time position, and I don't think it needs to be that high of a pay. And I think even though it's $5,000, the raise for the chief of police maximum is not warranted. We're kind of in the range for surrounding towns, but as I just said, and as it was written in the paper and discussed at the last meeting, the chief of police does not have a full-time workload. Thank you.
That was not what was said, but thank you for your comments. Seeing no other comments, I will close public comments. Does anyone on council have anything to say regarding the salary ordinance before we vote on it?
I do not.
No.
And with that, I will offer it.
I'll second.
Councilmember Braswell,
Yes.
Councilmember Mazzola,
Yes.
Council President Ryan,
Yes.
Councilmember Valkos,
Yes.
Mayor Brion.
Yes.
This ordinance has passed on second and final reading. Next, we have resolutions. R 2257, a resolution authorizing the payment of bills.
I will offer it.
I'll second.
Councilmember Braswell,
Yes.
Councilmember Mazzola,
Yes.
Council President Ryan,
Yes.
Councilmember Valkos,
Yes.
Mayor Brion.
Yes.
Motion carries to adopt. Next, we have Resolution 2258, a resolution authorizing execution of an agreement between the Borough of Highlands and JFK Medical Center for EMS services.
I will offer it.
Second.
Councilmember Braswell,
Yes.
Councilmember Mazzola,
Yes.
Council President Ryan,
Abstain.
Councilmember Valkos,
Same.
Mayor Brion.
Yes.
Motion carries to adopt. Next, we have Resolution 2259, a resolution authorizing purchase of a Canyon Crew Cab pickup truck.
What is this for?
This is for DPW.
Okay,
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Councilmember Braswell,
Yes.
Councilmember Mazzola,
Yes.
Council President Ryan,
Yes.
Councilmember Valkos,
Yes.
Mayor Brion.
Yes.
Motion carries to adopt. The next resolution is R 2260, a resolution authorizing window contracts.
Just to explain what this is, window contracts are generally contracts that are ruled under the QPA's perusal. So that's anything between the 7,500 and $44,000 range that we do not have to go out to bid for. These are things like our vision care, the IT company. So they're smaller scale contracts that don't go out to bid, and it's called window because it is to be transparent. And with that, I'll offer it.
I'll second.
Councilmember Braswell,
Yes.
Councilmember Mazzola,
Yes.
Council President Ryan,
Yes.
Councilmember Valkos,
Yes.
Mayor Brion.
Yes.
Motion carries to adopt. We have no other business and no reports on our agenda. The next item is public portion. If you would like to open it, Mayor.
Before we get to that, I just wanted to give a big shout out to Miranda Nash and the Communications Committee for doing up our new website. The last time it was redone was in 2016, so it needed a refresher. That happened just in the past month. So if you have any comments about it or questions, there's spots there, or as always, you could always reach out to me directly or any of the other members of council. If you're having a problem finding something or you're unsure of where something is, just let us know. We're always happy to help. Also, before we go into the public portion, I just wanted to express my thanks and gratitude to the council and to all of our employees and to the residents. We've had a really rough year. We've lost a lot of great people, and a number of them have been my friends for many years. And it's been a hard time. And I think in this time where we're looking to wind up the year, we need to think about them and think about all that we've been through and how we will move forward in the future. And so with that, if anyone else has something that they would like to add, I would welcome any comments from the council. If not, we'll move into exec. Into public.
I would
Go
I
right
would
ahead.
just like to, remind everybody that has children, you may see Santa Claus driving around on Saturday with the first aid. And they will be waving to all the kids and could be giving out some treats. I want to thank Jackie Kane for helping us get this together. As my last council meeting, I want to thank all of the borough employees. You guys have been great. Thank you to the residents for allowing me to serve you. Sometimes you may not have liked me, but I always try to listen and answer. It's been a pleasure. I will still be around. I will probably be joining you in the audience, but you'll still see me on first aid. I really had a great time. Even though I was a lifelong resident, it was great to get to know so many new people. So thank you. And I'll see you on the streets.
Does anyone else have anything that they want to add before we open it up to the public?
Happy holidays.
Yes, I was just going to say that too. Happy holidays to everyone.
Stay safe.
And I wish everyone a very healthy, happy, and prosperous new year.
One last just matter of business before we go to the public is for the weekly COVID testing that happens on Saturdays between 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. We are moving that over to the community center just so it could be a little bit more orderly and be just because it's colder now and they can't be out there with tents. So we just feel that this would be a little bit more orderly. And again, just sign up, you make your appointment, and the nurses and the doctor that's there, they're really wonderful people and they're just eager to help.
I just want to add to that. I actually was on the site this morning, or actually trying to access the site this morning for several hours to make an appointment for myself. And I actually contacted Georgie Craig at the borough, who was kind enough to get in touch with immediate care and clearly they did something, because within 15 to 20 minutes, the website was in much better shape and I was able to access it. So I would just encourage the residents that if you are having trouble for any reason with that website, to contact the borough, and they will be happy to reach out to immediate care and get them to respond.
Thank you. Oh, wait a minute. I actually do have a couple of more things. I've been working with OEM and Jackie Kane over at the community center to see if we can get some limited openings with, scheduling in there for people if they need to run out and have a doctor's appointment and they don't have childcare. It would be more of like an immediate issue, not a drop-off situation like we're used to seeing with Kids on the Move or any of our other aftercare things. Like I said, we're still working on it. There's a lot of OEM rules that we need to follow, and obviously state of New Jersey rules that come down from the governor. So Jackie's on it. She's going to get all of the information together, and you're going to be seeing something coming out very soon. Another announcement is that Proving Ground is sponsoring some Christmas dinners, much just like what they did for Thanksgiving. And it will be in their parking lot where you could just do a little loop and you drive up and you ask for however many meals that you need. And they'll have those prepared on December 23rd from 4 to 8. They're doing up some flyers now, so you'll see those on social media. I'll be reaching out to Ms. DeMarco at Patak and Jenny Parker to take care of those folks. It's like all of the stuff is just happening organically and it's happening fast, and I'm trying to keep a handle on everything, but just want to let everybody know this literally, I just saw a flyer for this maybe an hour ago. But I appreciate that they want to give back to the community. They are invested in trying to help as many people as they can during the holiday season, and I applaud them for making this effort. That's all I have. So with that, I will put that up into the public to see if anyone from the public has. Okay, we have Chris Francie.
Yes. Hello, everybody. Concerned about I'm a member of the First Aid Squad. Concerned about the JFK reappointment for a whole year.
I'm sorry, sir. It's Michelle, the Borough Clerk. I'm very sorry to interrupt you. Can you just state your address and then you can continue?
I'm sorry, Michelle.
Thank you.
I should know by now. Chris Francie, 36 5th Street. I just saw the agenda, and JFK got reappointed for a year. I checked with our executive. They had no idea that JFK was coming up for reappointment. I guess we knew it was going to end, but we didn't know it was going to get reappointed. I think Billy Mount found out 3 days ago. Not a lot of notice. All right. And I'm not sure that the council is aware that the First Aid Squad has been doing excellently. We hadn't been good a year ago, but we've staffed up with members. We have, I'm guessing, 5 new members in process coming. We're getting staffed up. We're meeting our commitments now. We're probably 95%, I'm guessing. And I'm not sure that the council, A, is aware. And then B, the council should use this opportunity. We're trying to grow, set some goals for the First Aid Squad in terms of performance. And, we need JFK now, but we may not need them in 3 months. And if you make it so that the First Aid Squad can't really, we can't answer more calls at this point. I'm just thinking the council is losing an opportunity to both manage the first aid squad, to encourage them to grow, to do better. And then at some point, maybe we don't need JFK. And so I'm not sure why we only have 3-day notice. Maybe somebody could explain that.
Okay, so the council had assumed that the administrator was speaking with the first aid squad. We learned that that had not been the case, and this is the former administrator who struck this deal with JFK. That said, I have an appointment to meet with Billy and Jay tomorrow to speak with them. I have let the first aid squad know that this agreement is only for Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Yes, the contract is for a year, but the contract can be terminated by both parties at any time.
Okay,
They're not invested for an entire year on this.
okay. Thank you for that.
Absolutely.
The other thing is, I know technically we report to the OEM, all right, but is there a council person who oversees the first aid squad as part of their portfolio? You have people in charge of police, you have people in charge of DPW. Is there a council person that we would have more access to?
That would be me going forward, and it will be for police and fire and first aid starting
Okay,
going forward. Okay?
very good, very good. The next question is, you approved window contracts. These
Yes.
are existing contracts, or this is, you approved an ability to enter into them?
It's both, actually. It's the contracts that we had entered into in the year of 2020.
Correct. But how do you, so going forward,
Most
it would-
likely, we'll continue them in 2021.
but can they enter into a new contract unilaterally? That is the QP agent.
Correct.
That's kind of dangerous, no?
No, no, because it's the contract still needs to be approved by the council. It just does not need to go out to bid as long as it is under $44,000.
I understand, Carolyn. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you, Madam Mayor.
you got it.
That's it for me. I'm sorry.
Thank you, sir. Happy holidays.
Michelle, will you unmute Linda Mazzola?
Give me 1 second. I have to find her. Okay, I did.
I actually wanted to address Mr. Francie. I was trying, Chris, but my unmute wasn't working. I just wanted to express to you that I understand your concern about the first aid. However, I look at it differently than you do. I think by having JFK engaged right now, especially during the pandemic, during the hours of 9 to 5, it actually alleviates stress that can be put on the EMS, which will actually give you the opportunity to grow. You're not going to feel all the stress that you normally would during a time such as this. And you can then take the extra energy and the extra time that you need in order to build the force. So I see it a little bit differently. I think it does alleviate some of the pressure.
Thank you for that, Linda.
I don't think that, Chris, give me 1 second. I don't think that the first aid sees it very differently, but the mayor and I spoke tonight, and there's going to be an open line of communication now with the first aid. We all realize that they rebuilt this last year. They've had tremendous growth, and they will be part of the conversation. I don't know, I don't think even as council people, we are aware of who's involved in what conversations because we're not in the day-to-day operations. So the mayor and I did speak about the contract being able to have a 30 days cancellation on either end. And I did talk to Billy and Jay about that tonight. So we have done a lot of work on the first day. Chris, you know, we have new EMTs. I think that residents are happy that we're getting out to the calls. And hopefully it's only 6 months we need this, you know, and we can with JFK. Are you waving to me, Chris?
Doug Romeyer just lost power. He's going to be rejoining the meeting in just a couple of minutes on his phone.
Michelle,
And
can
Chris
you
and
unmute
Linda are
Chris?
muted.
I'm sorry, you want me to unmute, Chris?
I think he's trying to say something.
And Linda.
Chris, you're still muted.
You're still, yeah.
Ah, there I am.
There you go.
Okay, I understand what you're saying, Linda. But the reality is, we had 15 calls last month. We could handle more. During the summer, we were handling 25, 28 calls, all right? We can handle more. And we've got, I'm guessing 5 new people, Rosemary?
Yes,
Yeah.
5 new people in the last month.
Right. So I think the biggest piece of good news that you said to us tonight, Mayor, is we're going to have access to you, not necessarily on meetings. And I think that's going to help out a lot. I really do. Because at this point, I think the council can help us recruit people. That's part of it. At this point, we could set up internships at the high school. I mean, these are ways to get younger people. We have, you know, so being able to access you, Mayor, is good. And Linda, I think we could use the stress. We could use the stress. Honestly, we could use the stress. We could use people measuring us. We could use people challenging us. Why didn't you make this call? We're so insular. We talk among ourselves, and there's not a lot of improvement comes out of that. But holding our feet to the fire, as I think you guys can do, I think the first aid squad can really do a bang-up job. And we have.
And Cody Balcos is our newest EMT. He just
And
passed.
he's the newest EMT, and soon he's going to be our leader.
Congratulations on that, Cody, because that's no small feat. So good
Yep.
for you.
All right,
It's a
thank you
lot,
very
but
much.
I did
Mayor.
it. Thank you.
Chris, you might not be aware, but at the beginning of this year, before you joined the squad, I was working with Jay and Billy to both revamp our borough ordinance that would allow for sort of what the police explorers do. In that you could have someone that is, you know, in that 16 to 18 high school student age where they're not physically touching someone, but they could do a ride along and they could learn and get interested in the squad.
And we've had that. And we just had him, yeah.
Yeah.
It sort of went off.
We
the
do,
table.
we
But
do have that, Mayor.
Getting it back on the rails again. Because
Okay.
very
Actually, we're going to drag you out to one of our meetings once in a while, and that's going to help a little bit too.
absolutely. Just I've always had a million balls in the air, but just let me know when they are ahead of time.
We will do that.
First
Awesome.
Monday of the month.
You got it. All right. I'll write that down. Okay, so I see some more hands up over here. Carol Bucko. Michelle, if you could please unmute Carol.
I unmuted it. Carol Bucko, 330 Shore Drive. My one question I have, years ago when we started this recycling stuff, they paid us for our recycling. Now I understand, I'm told that we pay for the recycling. So why bother? Why don't we just put it all in the garbage?
Well, there's a pesky thing called state law that we can't really get away from. And it is the state law that mandates recycling in the state of New Jersey.
Actually, I think that this year with the recycling company, the owner of the company said, we are the only town that she had to give a check to because of how well we separate our recyclables, like our cardboard. So while other towns have been paying her, or him or him, the company, she said that they wrote out a check to Highlands. So our DPW yard was actually commended by a recycling company.
Okay, so maybe it was another town that told me that they now had to pay, but,
There are towns that do pay, Mrs. Bucko, but ours didn't have to pay this year for,
oh, that's good.
or we didn't have to pay as much, but we got a check written back to us from the recycling company.
Okay. And also, the new website, are we going to leave the old one up in addition to the new one? Or are we going to take that down eventually when the new one is fully engaged?
It's gonna come down.
It will come down after some point in time, but it's always mirrored for at least a few months to get people acclimated to it.
It's taken me years to get acclimated to this one.
Well, this one you can
I'll
just
have to
search
start
stuff.
over.
You can just search
know.
stuff,
It's
Carol.
hard for us 80-year-olds. All right, thank you.
Happy holidays, Carol.
Thank you, you too.
Next, we have Michael Cannon.
This is Mike Cannon at 10 Central Ave. I had a question regarding the construction over at Jones Creek. I'm very happy to see that it's moved along and they did a nice job putting in a temporary valve for the storm tonight, which was good to see. I did find out though that they were not doing a concrete cap over the sheet pile wall, that it was an option in the contract that was not exercised. And I just wanted to know whether, why that was it, how expensive was it? I think it would really improve the aesthetics and the durability of that construction there.
Hey, Mr. Cannon, Doug Romeyer here. I don't have the exact figures on me, but I'd be happy to provide them to you. What was ultimately decided upon was to award the base bid items only in order to use the available funding to improve both locations. At this point, we did implement an additional upgraded coating as well. So in lieu of the concrete exterior cap, the upgraded coating is going to be implemented. It has been implemented already on the sheeting.
Okay. Yeah, if you could provide me the cost information, I'd be curious. And, is there any way it could be done after the fact to put that on? I think it might be difficult, but.
We could talk about the methodology for adhering the additional concrete layer. If you want to reach out to me or send me an email with your contact info or provide it to someone at the borough, I'll reach out for you tomorrow. No problem.
Sure, I can find your email.
Thank you.
I'll do that on Friday.
And Mr. Cannon, just so that you know, whenever we do any of these projects, just because it's something is not initially included in a project, it doesn't preclude us from going back and putting in a further upgrade.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Happy holidays.
Same to you.
Kim Skorka, Michelle, if you can please unmute her.
Thank you, Kim Skorka, Shore Drive. First, I need to let Michelle and Mayor know that Melissa Peterson would like to speak, but she is having trouble raising her hand. So at some point during public portion, if you could call on her, that'd be great. I have a question on the JFK EMS service resolution. Are we getting any sort of grant or funding or assistance for this, or are we paying the full contract?
We are paying the full contract because our number one priority is the health and safety of our residents. And while First Aid Squad is rebuilding, we want to be sure that during those precious hours of 9 to 5, when it's always hard to staff, that our residents are protected. We'll find the money in the budget to pay for it. And I'm also reaching out to the mayors of both Seabright and Atlantic Highlands to see if they would like to pitch into this so that all 3 boroughs can be covered there. And then that way they could share in the cost.
Thank you. Because my concern, I thought I heard somebody say that they would provide mutual aid. And if that was the case, I would like to see those areas that we're covering, that JFK is covering with mutual aid, pitch in to cover the cost. I also see we're purchasing a pickup truck for the DPW. I'd like to know what we're doing about the old vehicles. There is.
I think Ron is on this call, but he's looking to auction off equipment that we have not been using. I know that he's been speaking with Chief about that and going through and inventorying all of apparatus, as well as equipment that either has exceeded its useful life or can just be auctioned off, and we can get offset costs that way.
I was hoping we'd be a little further along on this. There's a white SUV. I can't remember if it is a fire marshal or building. I forget the department it was assigned to, but it has been sitting in the parking lot on Shore Drive by the police trailers, and it's had a flat tire for months. And then I recently noticed that I guess it was Sunday when I was walking my dog, I saw that the old canine vehicle is stripped of its decals and is also sitting there. So I was hoping that we were actually like already in the process of auctioning these off. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, and happy holidays, Kim.
Kim, can you let me know what Melissa Peterson is listed as? I don't see her. Unless you do, Mayor, I don't see that name.
I did see it, and now I do not see it.
Yeah, it was on there.
It was on there, and now it's not there.
Okay, if she gets back on, then I'll allow her. We can let her.
I don't see any telephone numbers. No, everybody
No.
has a name. What I'll do is I'll just reach out to Melissa and I'll email her and ask her whatever she wants to know, and I can just deal with that separately. I don't see anybody else's hands raised. So with that, if no one else has anything that they want to add, I just want to wish everyone a happy holiday, a happy new year. I think all of us can agree that the end of 2020 is going to be a really good thing. Onward and upwards in 2021. And I want to thank all of you from the community, from council, from our employees. I think Highlands did an exemplary job during this madness of the life that we know it right now. So I thank you, and I have deep gratitude in my heart for all of you. And with that, I would like to motion to adjourn.
I'd like to second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good night and happy holidays.
Happy
Happy holidays, everyone.
Yes.
Stay safe.
Bless you all as well. Good night.
Good night.